actually important for your client retention. So if you want your clients booking back with you immediately and referring you to their friends and their family, then you want to make sure that you're going to get these tips correct. There's going to be gaps, so let's go over that one. Right, so let me go ahead and show you what a gap's going to look like in your client's lashes. So we can have we're going to have a lash. Okay, let's do her lash line, and your client's lash is going to be going in, hopefully, nice uniform direction like this, and they also fan out beautifully. But that's in the real world. You'll probably get one out of reality. You're going to have your lash line, and you will have some lashes that grow in a nice uniform manner, and they all gradually get longer. But we do have, you know, lashes that grow in different directions. So this ties in with perfect graduation as well, because we need to know the techniques in order to manipulate how we're going to place our lashes, our lash extensions on. I'll just get a bit closer there for you. Okay, is that focused? Good. Now you can see much better. So over here there might be a gap, but she's got some smaller lashes in between. I don't know, maybe she accidentally rubbed them off because of hay fever. Maybe she got handy with some eyelash curlers and managed to damage those lashes there with her eyelash curlers. Maybe she had an eye infection. Maybe, you know, she has another gap here. Okay, so how would we bridge this gap if we are trained in classic lashes? Because with volume lashes, we can imagine that we would place a volume fan there, and that will help us to bridge the gap. But we need to think about that too. If just putting a volume fan and another volume fan and another fan is possible, and you know, we need to talk about what kind of direction we need to put them in so that we do continuously get this perfect graduation. See, there's a lot of things to think about. So let me go back to classics. I still love classics, and bridging gaps with classics is so fun because you become a little bit like an architect. You can really get your artistic skills out. So normally we would put eyelash extensions and we're going to place them on top, just like that, right? Now if we're going to bridge this gap with these long lashes, we all know that these baby lashes are now at a risk of being damaged, and because the length of this lash is just creating so much imbalance, and it's, by the time it grows out, it's going to droop down in front of your customer's eye, and she's probably just going to deal with it, but it's going to be very uncomfortable for her, and it's not fair if it's not fair to charge your lady you know, for a good set when the work's actually not going to feel comfortable for her throughout the time that she has the lashes on. And so what we need to do is not place those longer lashes. We can later. We're not going to place those longer lashes on at first. At first we are going to place shorter lashes. So when I say shorter lashes, I would look at this lash length and I would go 1 millimeter longer than this little lash. So I would place a lash on this lash to give it the support and the strength it needs. Don't keep in mind the glue as well. You don't want to blob a huge bit of glue on there. And then we're going to place again a lash on your other little lashes there, and then you're going to get another lash extension, and you're going to place the lash extension on, but this time you're going to angle it so that it attaches itself as well and to the lash. Sorry, it doesn't attach itself to the other lash. That's sticking the lashes together. You don't want to do that. You want to attach the lash so it sits at an angle on the lash that you had prior. And then the curve, that is going to help you to bridge that gap there. And then you're going to do the same. And this lash can be longer than your lash that you placed on previously. And then you're going to place another one on here also, and then another one on the other side. But this side, you're going to place it so that it's going to angle itself over that way. So what we're doing here is we're not trying to create a perfect graduation, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge a gap and add shadow where there was not any shadow before, and that's bridging the gap. So that's going to create, that's going to help us to continuously create this dark liner effect, so that it helps to elongate the eye and define the eye when she opens her eye up. And then, yeah, and so you can see how that now has made this gap less prominent. Okay, so let's see. Do we have any questions? I think they get trained up to a 0.20. But please do keep in mind that if you are going for a set of 0.20, when you do bridge gaps, go down to 0.12. I actually go down to a 0.7, and then I do a layering technique of adding 0.10 and possibly a 0.12. I like to create depth by adding layers to a client's lashes and building up the volume that way, because I think it gives you a much more feathery effect. I mean, it really does move more into volume lashing, and that is an advanced technique. And these advanced techniques are the techniques that are taught in either my fast track course or the advanced volume course. Going back to the volume, so in order to bridge gaps using your volume technique, I would like to go over placement and direction of lashes. So I want to go over, and it's very, very easy to just say, okay, well, a volume lash has so many branches that no matter where you're going to put it on, you're going to get a nice full look, which is true, right? If you put that many branches, or you put many, imagine, let's see, so you can see me. Imagine putting a pot of flowers together. It's so much more difficult to arrange a pot of flowers when you've only got a dozen roses, as opposed to a massive bouquet, and you can just, you know, kind of put all the roses together and it's just going to form a really beautiful big bunch, right? And that's kind of the same notion with volume lashing. If you put a whole bunch of volume lashes together, it just ends up looking like, you know, a pair of very voluminous and very pretty lashes. But if you would like to create more of an effect and accentuate a person's eyes in a way where you can actually say to your customer that you're going to customize their look for them, then your customer has more control over the appointment, whether she's going to be satisfied with the work that you've produced on her eyes for at the end of the appointment. So for me, I just find that being able to customize looks to your client's wishes, or the wishes that she has when she comes to you and she brings in a photo, or she has seen eyelash extensions before that she doesn't like. That way, you know, you can speak to her and find out exactly what she actually does like, and you're also able to manage her expectations as well, because maybe your lady would like a really full set of fluffy volume lash extensions, but she doesn't have the natural lashes on her eyes that can actually support that look. And if you were to give her that look with natural eyelashes that can't support that look, then you're going to damage your customer's eyelashes. So yeah, just keep these tips in mind, because that's also going to be important for your client retention. So if you want your clients booking back with you immediately and referring you to their friends and their family, then you want to make sure that you're going to get these tips correct and banked in here. All right, so volume lashes and using these fans. Let's just zoom in a little bit more for you. Now, I talked about, you'll see loads of lashes. You'll see us all teaching you how to create beautiful fans with 10 lashes or 20 lashes even, and they all fan out like this, and they look so pretty. But if your client wants to go for a cat eye look, right? And usually a cat eye look involves an image that looks like she has this nice kind of eyeliner. This is what I think of anyway. When I think of cat eye, I think of some kind of a feline flick going on with the customer's eye. So here we go. Right. So you want your lashes to go like this. So if we were to put on a whole bunch of lashes, all going in the same direction, actually we are going to lose that curved angle. It ends up being more square. That makes sense. So what we want to do is we want to think about creating different size fans. Okay, so you can have a fan that's a larger fan, or you can have a fan that's more narrow, and you can have a fan that has less lashes in there. Okay, and with these fans you can also angle them differently when you place them on the natural lash. I'm going to draw for you what that looks like when you're actually putting it on the natural lash. This is the customer's eye lid, and this is the lashes. Okay, now I just want to do one customer. I want to talk about the difficult parts. Say your customer has a lash that's growing in this direction, and I'll also give you an example of a lash growing in this direction, and one here. So this is the outer corner of the eye, and actually over here, this is where your size 12s are going to come. So your longer length is going to be here, right? So if you were to place a bunch of your, sorry, I shouldn't say a bunch, a Russian fan here, and you do it in the traditional way, you stick it on so that the center is on the lash, well, that lash is actually going to sit in the wrong direction. And that's what happens when you see ladies with lashes and it looks awkward, because she's got lashes pointing in all different directions, which you could say it's the Kim Kardashian kind of, you know, messy type of look, but it's almost too messy. I hope that you get that without me going into it. And yeah, so you don't want to attach it to your lashes like that. You want to pay attention to what you know about bridging gaps. So you want, first of all, you want to bridge this gap that's happening here, because this lash that's growing to the left, if it was uniform, then it would grow straight up like so, right? So what you want to do is you're going to compensate for that here, and you're going to place your volume fan, because you're thinking about your graduation, so you get your nice feline flick so that it's flicking out towards this way. So then you're going to place your lash fan on at an angle so that your point meets here. And don't worry, because you're going to have enough glue so that it attaches to your lash and it stays there. And if you want to support it some more, you can always place first a short lash to strengthen this lash, and then and you place it a little bit further away from the skin. I'm always weirding myself out when I teach this, because it's really not the traditional way of doing things. It's more in terms of mathematics, because I know that I'm going to put a heavier bunch on the lash closer to the root, and I need more support and strength going up the lash. So that's why I put a tiny lash on it to give it more strength and support, and then so that it balances, so that by the time this big brush and fan goes onto it, the weight gets distributed evenly. So you're not actually weighing down the root of the lash, which is traditionally what we all worry about. I think I need a better way of explaining that, maybe, because even I get confused when I'm trying to explain it. When I'm doing it on the client, it makes sense, and it'll make sense to you. After seeing your client, 2 or 3 times, you'll notice when she comes back and she has an infill that you can see how the lash hasn't been too weighted by using that technique. Okay, so that's placing on this lash fan on the outer corner. So you really want to think about fanning and attaching the lash so it does fan out at this beautiful 45-degree angle. And then as you're going with the lashes over here, you do want to make sure that you place it on more evenly, so that all your lashes, they don't end up looking like they're falling to one side of the eye to create a fox eye or a cat eye feline look. And then for your lashes over here, you know, for a cat eye look, I wouldn't place the lashes, you know, so that the lashes point this way. I would do them so that they would also point slightly going outwards to this way. It's getting a bit messy here, sorry guys. Just bear in mind the direction of flow that you want to go when you're creating a feline look. Okay, and here you can go straight up, but I would never go this way. I would never, and keep this area, just the inner corner, to go straight up. Never go this way. That won't give you a nice feline flick definition to open up your customer's eyes so that it looks like she has more lifted eyes. Yeah, because if you were going to place the lashes on, like, if you place the lashes on so that they're going in this direction, look what you get. Her eye is pulling in different directions. That's not the look that we're going for. If she wanted to open her eye and round them up, then yeah, perhaps you can go for what they call the doll-eyed look. And I mean, even then I wouldn't do the lashes going inwards like so. That's more of a Twiggy look. If we look at pictures of Twiggy, you know, they would do her lashes so that it literally makes her eyes look more rounder, right? So yeah, I mean, you could do that if you wanted to do that, of course. You know, if you can blend and graduate lashes and keep them in a nice uniform manner still, then you can create pretty much any look you want, as long as that's what your client wishes for. If you're going to change the shape of her eyes to what she doesn't want, then she's not going to be happy with the results, even if you have perfect graduation. So that's, I hope, you know, that takes you into a little bit more of your advanced techniques. Now, okay ladies, so let me just double check what we have covered. I hope that you have found this quite informative and excuse me, whoops. I hope that you found this informative and useful. I know, Helen, that you're more on the client side of this class, but I hope that's also helped you to understand that when you do go to have your lashes, or even when you're applying your mascara, that also helps, because when we are using the wand to cover our lashes, sometimes, you know, we think that we need to cover these inner lashes and we brush them and they kind of go in all different kind of ways. But if we want to elongate our eyes, we want to apply the mascara, but in an outwards sweeping motion. And that really helps to cover the lashes, and it helps to groom the lashes to grow in that direction. Or sometimes for me, if I want to have a little bit more of a look without eyeliner and I want to open my eyes up a little bit on the inner corner here, I'll place the mascara on and I will brush the mascara so that my lashes go more this way and they space out some more. So I kind of get a little bit more of a different makeup look. So don't know if you want to try that one, but what I want to do is I want to bead lashing. This is my little list, and this, if you were to book the skill building course, these are all of the skills that we're going to go through in detail in our skill building lash course. Okay, so skill building lash course is for people who have already done a classic lash extensions course or volume lashes course and has been practicing therapist for 3 or so months. I will accept some technicians if they've just done maybe a couple of months, but they picked up everything very quickly. But this really is for people who have already grasped the concept of applying lashes, seeing customers, and understanding, you know, glue and isolation, that isolation is good and things like that. So this skill building course looks more at going into expert level and being able to bespoke, customize, and we're going to talk about different lash stylization, etc. So yeah, so today we've gone through speed lashing quickly. We've gone through how to get perfect graduation, how to bridge gaps, lash correction, creating uniformity, and creating direction of the lashes. Okay, so guys, thank you ever so much. Yeah, so I don't know how often I'll do these videos, but this has been really quite enjoyable for me. And I hope that you found it helpful. If you need to get more information on the courses that I provide, or even the lash products that are available to buy, I do need to get somebody to upload those all in the shop for me. Please bear with me. I'm trying to do this all by myself. I have had help from graphic designers and you know, web developers and things to get things running more smoothly and things, but it's just been so trying at times that I've just succumbed to doing everything on my own. And of course, you know, with these crazy times that we've had and that we're coming to the end of, you know, we all want to use our own resources as much as possible. and save as much money as possible. So if there's anything that you guys can't find on my website, but you're really interested in knowing more about, please do just get in contact with me. Like, I'm so happy to answer your questions. I'm so happy to give you extra advice, even if you're not going to train with me and you just want to, you know, get some advice on what kind of business model you want to go for, whether you want to begin as self-employed, whether you want to open yourself a limited company so that you can start trading under a brand name, whether you want to create a logo, you don't know where to go. Any of those things, I have resources for them. So, you know, just reach out to me. And of course, if you want to book a course, I would be ecstatic to train with you. You could expect to see more of this, including work with a live model, videos with examples, and a lot more detailed going in to actually seeing work done on a person. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I'm excited to get to working on the next video. So thanks ever so much for tuning in, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you guys. Follow me and like my page if you haven't already. It's Lana Lashed, and bye.